everybody, welcome back to the Cardboard Commander. I'm Jerry, and we are on the last turn of Manila, the Savage Streets, and unfortunately it's not looking good for the Americans. So we're going to go ahead and play this out, and then we'll kind of talk about it a little bit, but it's not looking good. So we already moved the turn marker to turn 9. Take all the... We're going to really need some luck in this turn. I don't even think we can get enough, to be honest with you. The pause last time of the 11th really hurt. We're going to, so we start off with the dawn phase. There are no reinforcements. There are no withdrawals. We don't have a leader in the leader mortality box, so we're good there. So now we roll for random event. $10-12 for the random event, so civilians and refugees. So we subtract 1 from our attack during this turn. And then we roll for supply, and we really need a big result. 13 for supply. Probably not big enough. With that being said, we're going to raise morale up by 1. So that's going to spend 3, take us down to 10. Then we're going to an infantry for 2 into the, no, we can't do that into the power plant. And we can't do that there. So into the 11th. So we're going to add that over here, so that'll help them a little bit. And we're going to add 2 of those, so that's 4 for them. So now we go down to, okay, so we're at 16, right? And then we go down to 13, then we go down to 9 for supply. We are going to add armor unit, which will take us down 3 more to 6, and then we'll add 6 artillery. And that is how we're going to start turn 9. We're going to roll for bloody streets to begin with. I think we have 3 instances. So the first one we're going to start off is in the power plant. We roll a 1 for no effect. Then we're going to go to intramurios, and I know I'm saying it wrong. That's a 2 for no effect, so these 2 are good. Tondo is a 3, and that's no effect, so those are all good. And then we come down here into the McKinley Reservation, and that's good. So we start off all with no effect, and so now we head into combat. So we're going to start at the top of the board. So the defense is 9 plus 3 for 12. We have an attack of 4 to start. Then we have an infantry and an HQ for 6. Well, this is a long shot, right? We're going to add 2 artillery. No, we're not. And then they're going to go up 1 by... So basically, we're just trying to struggle and fight it out. It's 6 to 13. Again, it's the last turn. We gotta make something happen. So we'll see what goes on there. So the Japanese roll a 9. So they're going to win that. So our lead unit goes out. They're flipped. Morale goes down by 1. We're now at a 2 for morale. So it may go down. If we don't win any of these combats, it may go down. There's some ugliness here. So I think what I'm going to try to do is, just from a strategic standpoint, we're going to go from the estates into here, because they're powerful. At least they're going to be competitive, hopefully. So they go to the Ritz Stadium. They start off with a defense of 4. Oh, and then I forgot the civilian, so I'm going to put that on there. And the defender is a 10 fanatic. So they go to 14. Even if you win, you gotta, it's going to be a stalemate. Even if you win, horrible. So we start off with an infantry of 4. I think that's the best we can do. Yep. So we start off with 4. We've got 2 infantry and an HQ for 3 more for 7. We've got 2 more infantry and an HQ for 3 more for 10. We're going to throw in 3 artillery. Going to take us to 13. We're not combined arms. They get 1 for our morale, and then they also get 1 for civilians and refugees. So again, we're behind the 8 ball here. So we roll. The Japanese roll a 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They go to 25. The Americans roll great. They roll a 12. So they go to 23, 24, 25. So it's a stalemate no matter what. So take the used artillery out. We flip to our used side. And that's probably the end of the game right there, folks. We're going to jump into, so again, not the result we were hoping for. But we kind of knew we weren't going to win. I just didn't want to lose a morale there. So we're going to jump up into Intramuros. So they're at 14 for defense. They get 1 for civilians, so they're at 15. We start off with the 6 armor. We've got another armor for 7, an infantry for 8, and then 2 more infantry and an HQ for 3 more for 11. We're going to add 2 for artillery to go to 13. It is a combined assault for 14, and then they go up 1 for morale. So it's 14 to 16. The Japanese roll a 4, go to 20. The Americans roll an 8 to 22. So the good news is that's a win. You get to roll 1 more die, sorry. So they drop the 2, so they get to add 5 more. So they had 4, so they drop 2, 1, 2, and then add 5, 1, 2. That puts them over the top for a win. And that's probably the game. So we lose here. One of the infantry has to, the lead armor unit goes down, and we lose a morale, goes down to 1. Not looking good, folks. So we come up here to the power plant. They are 9. They're a 13 to start off with. Add civilian, they're a 14. We have 3. We can add artillery for 4. We're going to roll. This could be the end of the game, folks. The Japanese roll a 10, so they win. So we lose that, so the unit goes off. Morale goes down to 0. And that is going to be the end of the game. We lost. We only held 24 areas, or I'm sorry, 26 areas. Morale went down to 0. And not a very well played game by myself, so I'll take some of that. Missed up on some of the rules, but hey, until next time, everybody, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, do all that, and we'll have a follow-up here in a little bit. Thanks, everybody. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Cardboard Commander. I'm Jerry, and we have completed Manila, the Savage Streets, 1945. And it was not very pretty, so big time loss, only got 26 areas, morale went down to 0, a very bad loss for the Americans. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the game, what my first impressions were, what my mistakes were, that sort of thing. So we're going to kind of go over that while I'm putting things away. So the first thing that I'm going to comment on is I made some mistakes that hurt us pretty badly. And it wasn't really the combat mistakes that hurt badly. It was the mistake of letting the revealed Japanese continue to have their special ability every attack. So on 9-4, it says you only get it when you are revealed, and I was applying it every turn, and I think that was crippling. So that was one of my biggest mistakes. Another one of my biggest mistakes was, well, it wasn't a mistake, it was the way we rolled. So out of 9 turns, there were 3 pauses, and the only time a pause isn't used is if it's in consecutive turns, and of course none of them were in consecutive turns. So they all applied, so that was devastating. Also, I made a couple mistakes when it came to moving from 2 different areas into one area, so I know you can't do that, so fix that for the next time. The game's great. I love the game. I'm going to play it again here in a minute. I am going to set up something else for tonight, just because I need a different flavor and I need to get this bad loss out of my mind. So, but I am going to set it up again next week and play it. And again, I think part of it too was playing it while I'm filming. I hadn't done much of that before, and it's a little nerve-wracking. So I want to shout out to all the guys who do videos and do them well. It's tough, and I really do appreciate those that do that, because it is really hard to do. So thank you guys for doing what you do. With that being said, I also would like to thank everybody who helped with the some of the rule clarifications. The one thing I love about the internet is that there's a lot of feedback, and people aren't, they're not afraid to say what they need to say when it comes to feedback, when it comes to games. So I really do appreciate that. Not going to hurt my feelings. I know I messed stuff up, so the only way I'm going to get better is by learning from everybody. So, like I said, I really did enjoy the game, and I will be playing it again soon, probably starting next week. This is one of my games on the War Game 10, or War Room 10, and I did play it in the month that the battle occurred. So I will get points for that, and I think I get an additional point for playing it during the time of the actual campaign. So that's kind of cool. I really like that. If you haven't looked into that, the War Room, those guys made a challenge where you play 10 games in the year, and you pick 10 games, and this was one of the games that I had chosen. So really happy that I got to get that out on the table and do that. So now we are putting in I use Ziploc bags a lot, especially in these little games. I don't want to use a tray in there, but I am going to try to keep all the American pieces together and all the Japanese pieces, in their own little baggie. So I'm probably going to have to grab another baggie, because there's a lot of markers in this game that you need to put the markers in. So, but we'll see what we got here. Looks like I got all the American units. And another thing that I think I made a mistake on was paying to get armor back instead of using artillery sometimes. Somebody put in the comments, and I'll put their channel in there, came up with that thought, and it's a good thought. So I should have taken that into account. In closing, it's like I said, it's a great game. I love the system. Mike Ranella did a great job. I'm really looking forward to playing it again. I'm going to break out Stalingrad again too, because it's kind of inspired me to play that again. But yeah, I really did enjoy it. So thanks folks for watching. I'm going to finish cleaning up here, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Take care.